Of the Afghan.
Meanwhile, Moscow shows little sign of backing down as Russian troops maintain control of the Crimean Peninsula. President Obama is under fire for his handling of the situation. Arizona Senator John McCain saying the president is just plain delusional if he thinks Vladimir Putin will back off.
In conclusion, I say, it's time we woke up about Vladimir Putin. It's time that this administration got real. We are on the verge, possibly, of seeing a move to reassert the old Russian Empire, which is Mr. Putin's lifelong ambition.
Well, what about that? Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters is a Fox News strategic analyst, and he joins us now. So, McCain says, look, he's just trying to reinvigorate or recreate the old Soviet Empire. Is that going a bit too far, Ralph?
Well, no, it's the right idea, but the wrong terminology. Putin knows he can't recreate the Soviet Empire and take back Hungary and the Czech Republic and Bulgaria. What he is, he's not a communist. He is a great Russian nationalist. His goal, and it is definitely his goal, is to recreate the empire of the Czars, plus a little bit extra around the fringes, such as Western Ukraine, which the Czars never controlled. John McCain has the general thrust right, though. Putin is a leader with a clear vision, and he's ruthless in pursuing that vision. I unfairly on Fox compared President Obama to a bunny rabbit. That was unfair because rabbits are much more agile and aggressive, as Jimmy Carter learned.
Okay. Listen, from the administration's point of view, they're saying Putin acted precipitously and unwise. Now, with Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, let's find a way to allow him to save face. We can bring in, human rights monitors, and therefore he can withdraw his troops. How would you handicap that?
Well, if you believe in unicorns and gremlins and good fairies, maybe there's a shot. Look, a friend of mine, a retired Colonel Ken Allard, a fellow Russia hand, summed it up very well, this idea that we're going to negotiate Putin out of Ukraine. Said, you can't hunt a bear with an accordion. And it's just astonishing to me that the president and his administration, Secretary Kerry, can be so delusional. Putin just exploded this cherished intellectual Western myth that negotiations will solve everything. If we only talk it out, everything will be calm. Look, it's not a group therapy world. Putin just reminded us that brute force, ruthlessly applied in the face of moral and physical cowardice, works. Putin is never giving up Ukraine. He may have a facade of autonomy for a while, right, or independence, but Crimea is what I meant. Crimea, he's never giving up Crimea. And Crimea eventually will be part of the Russian Federation. Sure. The question now is, what about eastern Ukraine? Will he try to take it now or wait till later?
Yeah. What could we do that might prove to be of value in terms of leverage? What could we do?
Well, the only practical thing we can do, something the president will not do, is that renounce the wildly one-sided strategic arms reduction START treaty that President Obama gave to Putin, in which the Russians gave up rusty junk they were getting rid of anyway, and we gave up valuable dual-use system. That's a system that can be used for nuclear or conventional purposes. By renouncing that treaty, that would get Putin's attention because he knows he cannot, as Reagan showed, Russia, or the former Soviet Union before it, cannot afford to compete with us militarily when we're going full out. And we also could offer the Baltic states and Poland a small, permanent U.S. presence within the NATO guidelines. We could establish a permanent, just one or two ship presence in the Baltic Sea with anti-missile defenses on the cruisers or frigates. Right. There are a lot of practical things we can do short of war, but Obama thinks he can talk Putin out of Putin's lifelong dream.
Well, he was going to talk Tehran out of nuclear weapons. So we'll wait and see how that plays out. Colonel Ralph Peters, always good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.